think I've made a mistake on any ruling here this morning, what you can do is you can file an appeal, and you can have the district court decide whether I'm right on any of these matters that I ruled on this morning. And you will have that's your constitutional right. You have a right to appeal. And I would tell you that there's rules governing appeals from the bankruptcy court to the district court. And if you think I've made a mistake, then all you have to do is appeal, and if the district court judge thinks I've made a mistake, we'll reverse it. That's the way the system works.
According to what I've read, when I got a complaint to send in, I was supposed to send it in to the 7th Circuit and the Appellate Court. And that's what I'm going to do. Well, the Department of Justice.
I can't tell you what to do. That's not my advice. I can't give you legal advice. All I can tell you is you got a right to appeal. You got a right to write letters to whoever you want to write them, and that's what you want to do. Go ahead and do it.
Let me ask you one thing. Can I say this?
Yeah.
I think the narrow issue was today was whether or not the old case should be reopened. Right. That's what he filed. I think that's the reason why I think Mr. Frable wanted that old case dismissed, because there weren't any claims, and nobody opposed it. So I don't think there's any reason to reopen that old case.
Well, that's the point I was getting at, is that it's his. He can do what he wants.
Right.
I don't have any jurisdiction over it.
But the only issue really was whether the case should be reopened, and probably an order should be entered that it's not reopened.
Well, that's what I'm going to do, but I'm trying to explain to him why I'm not going to reopen the case.
So let me add one more thing here, Aaron. This Supreme Court has stated that no legislative or executive or judicial officer can war against the Constitution without violating or his undertaking to support it. There's case law to show that. Any judge who does not comply with his oath to the Constitution of the United States wars against the Constitution and engages in acts of violation of the supreme law of the land. This judge is in acts of treason. Having taken at least 2, if not 3 oaths of office to support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Illinois, any judge who has acted in violation of the Constitution is engaging in acts or acts of treason. If a judge does not fully comply with the Constitution, then his orders are void. And I don't think you're complying fully with the Constitution here, because you are so biased and deliberately assisting and aiding these individuals who violated the lawsuit. And your job and responsibility is to see to it that you address these matters with the bankruptcy investigation.
Mr. Grable, I doubt that I've acted treasonous, because I spent time in the military myself, which has nothing to do with the issue before me. And as I said, if you don't like the ruling, all you have to do is to file an appeal, and if I'm wrong, some judge will tell me I'm wrong, and then you'll get your day in court. If I am wrong, you'll get it here or before some other judge. I doubt that after you called me a person who's engaged in treasonous acts that you would want me to hear your case. But as I said, if you think I'm wrong, file your appeal and you'll find out. I will do so. All right. Off the record.
What you just heard was recorded by the United States Bankruptcy Court in Peoria, Illinois. I've contacted several state and federal representatives. I've contacted you, Barack Obama, at an office in Chicago. I contacted Dick Durbin's office in Chicago and Springfield. I've contacted Hare's office and Evans' office, LaHood's office, the representatives in this area for Myers and Sullivan. I've also sent information to the Attorney General's office in Springfield, Illinois. They in turn sent an investigator out to the McDonough County Police Station in Macomb, Illinois. That investigator stated I was never allowed to set foot back in the Attorney General's office ever again. I took that as a threat. The newly elected sheriff told me, Jerry, nobody's threatening you. And I told him, I said, it's a threat to me and everybody else in this country when we can't bring out the deception and corruption that's going on in our legal system. There's so many people that's involved in this, and they're doing everything they can to keep this from coming out. Anytime the Department of Justice of Washington, D.C. sends a tape back damaged like that, that tells me that they do not want this information coming out. The Department of Justice from Washington, D.C. was notified of this, and yet they haven't done anything. I filed a petition for for a grand jury investigation through the federal bankruptcy court in Peoria, Illinois. They failed to file that information, and they sent it to Danville, and then in turn sent it to Springfield to the U.S. Attorney's Office. The U.S. Attorney's Office in Springfield said they wasn't going to get involved. And the U.S. Attorney who's involved in this was Jerry Brost, U.S. Trustee Jim McGill, and Trustee Charles Covey. This is a good example of how crooked our legal system is in this state. Our forefathers gave us all something to be proud of and pass on to generation. They had enough common sense to look into the future, way beyond anybody's today. And this is something we have to preserve, is our constitutional rights, the right of due process of the law and equal protection of the law. When judges and attorneys think that these foreigners are entitled to due process of the law and ignore me, there's something wrong. I'm asking for your help for all of you people out there that see this. Call, write, or email your politicians. Ask them out in public why I'm being denied the right for a federal grand jury investigation. Ask them why I can't go before the Judiciary Committee to testify. I challenge you, Barack Obama and John McCain, call Patrick Leahy up, if he's still the chairman, and ask him why Dick Durbin has looked the other way and allowed this to happen. You too want to show the people in this country you want change. Well, you stand before the camera and you find out. You tell the people that this kind of deception and corruption cannot be going on. Call Patrick Leahy up right in front of the news media and ask him. I'm challenging you. And if you don't want to do this, then either one of you don't have the right to run for President of the United States. People are tired of putting up the one-sided law where we have to abide by and where all the rest of the corruption, crooked attorneys and crooked judges and crooked politicians can do whatever they want. If you don't want to help put a stop to it, then pack your bags up and leave the country. Because I took an oath, and that oath states that I will defend the Constitution against foreign or domestic enemies. And this is a domestic issue. And I'm requesting your help, along with the people out here in this country. There's no way that any individual should ever have to go through this type of deception and corruption. But I know I'm not the only one out there. So please, if you people see this, call, write, or email your politicians in your area. But most of all, challenge these two individuals who's running for office, for President of the United States. Find out where they really stand on our rights. This is a very important issue. The information that I have here was sent to Durbin, Obama, Evans, LaHood, Myers, and Sullivan, Attorney General's office. They all more or less said the same thing. They said that I didn't send the information to them or it got lost in the mail. These little green cards don't lie about where the information was sent. And it doesn't lie about who received them. The Attorney General's office in Springfield, Illinois told me that I sent it to the wrong department. Well, lo and behold, Consumer Fraud Division. I asked the gal, who's the name right here? Does that person work here? They all come up with excuses about where this information was and what happened to it. But yet still, they're doing everything they can to avoid everything that I've been bringing out. They're protecting these judges, and they're protecting the attorneys, and protecting these banks. And this is the kind of deception that has to be stopped. And I'm asking for your help. Please, call Patrick Leahy up, if he's still the chairman of the Judiciary Committee, and call the Department of Justice, where I've sent letters and information to, and find out what's going on. And you, Barack Obama, if your people have failed to give you this information that was sent to you, then maybe you need to remove them from their position, because this is an important issue. And nobody has the right to stop anybody from bringing out the corruption and deception and the violation of oath of office and the laws that's going on in this state. So please, I am asking all of you for your help and support. Contact your politicians and help put a stop to this.